Hello everybody. Well, what date is it today? Wednesday, 14th of July, 2021. So a lot's happened in the past 24 hours. Civil war has broken out in South Africa. And I've had a chat with a friend who used to live in South Africa, and just before coming on live, so I thought I'd contribute some thoughts to the situation that has been cooking for many years. And but first of all, let's do some chanting. It can be quite frustrating trying to get good information and truth out to people. I try to post some information on the testing and how false it is. I'll say no more. It got banned. Yeah, some fact checker in Singapore who is more involved with their money and their ego than the health and safety of all beings. So let's go on, shall we? So 15-minute session. How am I going to time this with namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. So yeah, I just discovered my video got paused. I'll do that again. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, 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 namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo, namu myoho renge kyo. 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 We offer our thanks and gratitude and deepest respects to all those who have studied and practiced compassion and wisdom in their being, bringing compassion into the world, relieving suffering where they can, urging awareness and wisdom when they can. We give thanks in the eternal present to all beings, in form and without. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. At this present time, we wish for the least harm to be exacted, that all may have the chance to resolve peacefully their differences. And that wounds heal. We wish all to come into their awareness, to find their kindness and compassion, and act in the most respectful and peaceful way they can. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. We offer our gratitude and wish strength for our ancestors, family, friends, in form and without. May we all bring compassion to all. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, you probably noticed me doing a bit of stretching there. Sitting down on the ground is not all that comfortable for me. I should maybe consider bringing a cushion sometime. It's a big operation doing this outdoors, but I figure, yeah, you guys deserve maybe like a different scene other than my my abode. My private abode, and the sun was out, and it began a bit cloudy, but here it comes again. Lovely. And yeah, you may have noticed me doing a bit of stretching there, and yeah, that, you know, key to alignment, you know, with your being is to is for your highest conscious nature to be aligned with your mind, body and heart. So, you know, you need to do some body work sometimes. And if you're feeling it, if you're feeling the need for it, why not? And what I began to do was introduce these stretches, these poses, these static poses, while chanting. And that would enable, I mean, you may have noticed, like, you know, my voice changed a little bit after I did some of those movements. And that is a clear signal that something has been something shifted while doing that movement, to raise your frequency. You know, what are the obstacles to raising your frequency? You know, it's when the flow in your body stagnates. So stretching, moving, you know, can be good, and just holding certain poses can be hugely beneficial. Now, to look for the poses, I think probably the best place to look is towards yoga. Yoga has come to understand a lot of static poses. You could even do a dynamic yoga session with chanting, but I still want to maintain the focus on the chanting rather than the movement. So, you know, there are hugely beneficial static poses that are available in yoga. And some might take issue with how my practice is. It's unorthodox. Well, I try to appreciate the best of what every culture has to offer. It's part of my being, part of my nature. I have... do you want to go into my genetics? You may have noticed like some Chinese stuff going on there. There's some Indonesian, African, and yeah, I was born in England though. So I'm English. I go on to, you know, the Parliament, the Facebook Parliament debating forum, and and most of the time I go on there, there are some question of how English I am, or whether I am English, crops up. Discussions where people claim to be English and then ask me, how about you in your country? And actually, honestly, like most of the time, they're not nearly as eloquent. And I question their capacity to even speak English. England is a mixed bag. Do not get me wrong. There have been aspects of this I have absolutely loved growing up in this country. The absolutely pure love and fascination with dance music in my early years, and the capacity to express humor and comedy, because let's face it, you know, England has been under Rothschild's control and the nanny state for very long, and yeah, that oppression has led to a culture of comedy to bring humility upon the establishment, which really every country could learn from. You know, a peaceful way to, it's not negotiate, it's not really a debate, it's just basically calling out. Calling out things for what they are in a humorous way, to engaging people. And if you manage to hit the target with comedy, you've basically, yeah, you've enabled everybody to comprehend what you're trying to express, and perhaps you've tapped into that that deep universal conscious awareness that knows the reality. Let's talk about South Africa and karma. So, karma is basically, people call it a storehouse of things that are due to happen. It could be regarded partly as that. It could also be considered as things that are happening constantly in the present. You know, in the present, we're immediately experiencing effects from causes, and people question, you know, what is this karma thing real? Where is it? What is it? I can't touch it. I can't see it. Does it really exist? Well, it's a name. It's a name given to something. It's a label. What we do know absolutely exists is cause and effect. And sometimes we don't always realize the effects. The effects are not manifested. In Buddhism, it's the stage is called, the quality is known as latent effects. So effects that have yet to happen. And yeah, I'll try and post up the 10 suchnesses for you all to see, which are encoded into the Lotus Sutra. The Lotus Sutra is encoded with as much reality as possible to bring about the most direct manifestations. So, yeah, it begins something like with an entity, and an entity has an appearance. So, yeah, my appearance is, you know, if you look at me, it's like my appearance is, yeah, this floppy hair, this skin, slightly built up there. It's also the, you know, my t-shirt here, what I'm wearing. So, you know, it's partly my organic being, it's partly my non-organic aspect as well, my non-organic qualities. My appearance. This is the appearance of my entity. Yeah. And then we say the nature. There's a nature to an entity. Now, it's funny it's called a nature, because a nature implies something dynamic, something that is moving, and that speaks to the absolute reality that everything is changing all the time. Nothing is static, nothing is ever still. And this is the poison of modern culture, of human culture, of language, of a three-dimensional consciousness that we perceive things as static, and we're taught things as static, that we are programmed into believing in labels. We recognize this, and this, and we give it a label, and so it is this. This is real because it has been given a static label, and it's not true. It's illusion, and if you embrace it, if you take it, if you believe in it, then it becomes delusion. So you have an entity with appearance, a nature that speaks to the dynamic quality of reality, the dynamic quality of a living being. You see, if you start thinking within static labels and objects, you're not living. Your mind, your consciousness resides in the static, the dead. Hardcore, maybe. So that's one. So yes, in the 10 substances, in the nature of reality, causational reality, we have entities that have appearance, that have natures, and then they have causes. They have internal causes. They have environmental causes. Self-explanatory. Internal. Ooh, I'm hungry. Ooh, I'm hot. Environmental, maybe. Environmental causes. You must. Your bodily organism is not functioning, it's weak, and so you must depend on a drug, on a chemical to make you better. That could be an environmental cause. But if you realize that it's an elusive cause, that your being came with an immune system, and all you need to do for it to work is for you to support it. And hey presto, you have a working immune system. You have health, you don't have disease. It's really like that. I shifted over my health, took my health seriously about 18 years ago. Began taking it. I came up with I flared up with like eczema suddenly. I started, realized it was due to dairy, and started addressing my diet every single way. I know, like, the best thing is to be getting organic, biodynamic food. It's hard, it's expensive. It's a reality we can all experience, we can all realize and bring, and we can all have natural health. And the idea of an external cause that we need to fix our health is due to neglect and fear and ignorance. So what might be another external cause, a valid external cause? Oh, the water's polluted. We need to clean up the water. What could be another external cause? This guy is getting beat up and oppressed, and for no good reason. I'm going to walk over there, have a word with the guy who's doing the oppressing. Maybe that guy's not going to listen to me. Maybe I need to step it up. Because somebody innocent. Are they innocent? They could be. Because we all have free will. And somebody can act to oppress somebody who's living in their free will. And if somebody's acting to oppress another, using weapons, technology, maybe they do need help. You know, if you're talking about a young consciousness, a young being, maybe they do need help. So, internal causes, environmental causes, then we have effects. I kind of already gone through them. You have immediate effects that are already happening. Like you see the wind blowing and you see the leaves waving. The wind is the cause. The branches and the leaves swaying and fluttering, the effect. That's the immediate. Now, a latent effect could be that one of these trees is going to start bearing fruit. And that is the culmination of the sunlight being received through the leaves, the water absorbed through the ground, through the roots, through the trunk, dispersing into the branches, the nutrients shared between all the trees through the fungal system, the fungal network, the underground wide web, the fungal wide web, redistributing nutrients, all that collectively producing a latent effect that is to bear fruit. You can't see it now, but it's all waiting to happen. It's all waiting to happen. Is this deniable? It's not deniable. How are these trees, how are plants going to redistribute if not for bearing fruit? And in winter, for sure, we see they don't have fruit. But we know in the spring there will be flower. In the summer there will be fruit. In the autumn there will be seed. And one of the last stages is a simultaneity from beginning to end. I'll decode that for you. It's meaning that it's all happening in the present moment. It's all happening in the present moment. So, it's magnificent, isn't it? All there is this present moment. And all of what I was saying, entities, all these living entities, beings, with their internal causes, aware of environmental causes, placing their effects to manifest in the present moment, to manifest in the future, taking causes from the past from their past consciousness into present and latent effects. All of this is happening simultaneously. It's been calculated for billions, trillions, zillions, is that innumerable. The calculations being performed are innumerable. That is the reality. But it's based. It can be understood and realized within a 10-stage process. I don't think I've given you 10 stages. I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stages. There are 2 missing. The 2 missing will be on the diagram I'm going to distribute along with this video and everywhere else I posted directions to this live feed. Like I said at the beginning, I was going to talk about South Africa and karma. And I don't want to get into making it a personal thing for anyone. And I'm hoping that in the awareness of the reality of karma through cause and effect, what is occurring here? The discussion I had with my friend was that, yes, Europeans have been there for centuries. But we know the reality now is that these aren't just regular Europeans. These are Kabbalistic criminals who have stemmed from the Khazarian mafia under the guise of the English, the Dutch. Their roots are in the Khazarian mafia. The Rothschilds came to England 200 years ago, and the United Kingdom was soon formed. They laid roots with their banks in Germany, in France, in Spain, in Holland, in England, and they sailed over to America. They sailed to Africa. And there was a lot of bloodshed wherever they went. And they slaughtered anybody who resisted them. And some of those people, those families, haven't been able to forget, have not been able to benefit. That is the reality. This event happened. Some would say, oh, but look at all the benefits. Well, if they were real benefits, if they were sincere benefits, well-intended, respectful, isn't it the case that there would not be a sense of injustice? And now there is a sense, and the word from my friend is that there are a lot of people in South Africa of European descent who could see what was coming, who recognized the history. And nobody wants to see violence. Nobody wants to see death. But let's not forget the death that is being caused by the deployment of bioweapons today, all throughout the world. And we know that these bioweapons, that this behavior, this nature of and use of bioweapons. You know, Africa, a private army called Simar deployed Ebola, deployed AIDS amongst multiple countries. The evidence, the truth will come out. There has been testimony. The cabal is falling. They won't defend South Africa. They're too busy. And if what I'm hearing is correct, is that there is some watching over what is occurring and expecting and hoping humanity to set a lot of things right. And that means dismantling the cabal and everyone acting in their sovereignty and given the chance to act with goodwill, with benevolence. For sure, there is no guarantee of what will happen or what will come. We can only hope that we will eventually arrive at a global, fair peace. And that is why I'm doing this. I've tried to play the information game. I got banned. I got censored. I don't have the funds at present to advertise or promote. And this is, if you could say, is my weapon for peace. The chanting, the divulgence of my journey, my awareness, my sharing of that, in the hope that one day soon we will all live in a benevolent, respectful, peaceful planet, restored to a natural beauty, because it's been corrupted. Because the more vibrant and alive the nature is, the more we can rely on nature, and the less we are dependent on the system, on the cabal. I think that's plenty for today. So that's cause and effect. In some awareness of what's been happening in South Africa. Hundreds of years, generations of trauma. Was justice, fairness, respect delivered? It seems not. Was power redistributed? It wasn't. Could have it happened more peacefully? It could have. Did people not want to let go? Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo. Namu myoho renge kyo.